Okay. Yeah, just go ahead. This is the number one.
Yeah.
That's the name. You go with that.
Space Hippie 01.
Ah,
Space
that's
Hippie
so
01,
simple.
02, 03, 04.
Yeah.
Yeah, as though it's the first experiments,
Yeah.
right? Each one a new iteration, and we just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you want me to talk about the design materials?
Yeah,
What would
yeah,
be
the difference between
difference
number one
between
to
them?
number four.
Cool. Great. So okay, this is Space Hippie 01, and the idea here was kind of like a running shoe for zero gravity, as though you were floating in space. And low top, really easy to wear kind of proposition.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, after you've done that, this is Space Hippie 02. The idea here was something that is just incredibly soft for recovery, for hanging around the house. This is like the house slipper. And the whole thing is this really just stretchy, soft material.
Yeah.
03, once you are all rested and ready, this is for going out and exploring the city. So this is really, we wanted the most robust expression of sustainability that we could have. And this has got the fast fit system on it.
Yeah.
So that closes that, unlocks there, and then comes off. And then the last one,
04.
Space Hippie 04. This one is actually the lowest carbon footprint shoe that Nike has made. So of all four of these, this is the one where we really just stripped everything away, made it the most basic product we could. Really stylish, but also really just like 1, 2, 3 pieces. Super simple shoe.
So I noticed the midsole of each one.
Yeah.
The three of these
Yeah.
looking similar.
Yep, yep,
So and I turn around. There's a Zoom X
yep,
underneath.
yep.
So what's the cage around this?
What's the, what's the...
The contain.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So this is what we call the crater foam.
Yeah.
And the crater foam is Nike's IU foam. It's the same foam that's in the free, so the free run. Same foam here.
Okay. So the crater foam over here.
Mhm. Inside the Zoom X,
Zoom X.
Zoom X Eco.
Yep. Like the Vista grind,
Yeah, so this is regrind.
regrind.
Yeah, yeah.
And what are these?
So this is rubber, but again mixed with 15% recycled rubber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Nike grind.
Yeah, yeah. So these, all the bits in here, come directly from the factory.
Mm.
So what we wanted to do is, wherever we can, create a circular closed loop within the factories. So any scrap that comes out, we take it, we put it right back into production.
All right.
Yeah.
So Nike grind. I heard about Nike grind a lot.
Yeah.
What have you done with the Nike grind? Like I heard the basketball court in China,
Mhm.
and then what else?
Running tracks is another thing that we often do with it.
Yeah.
So just like this one here, right, where
Yeah.
you actually see this is made up of small rubber granules.
Mm-hmm.
And we can take all the leftover rubber from manufacturing and use it for this kind of surface as well. And then you can also use, if we get returned product that we grind, the bits of foam that come out of that are really soft, that can also go underneath carpets. So like a soft pad for underneath floor carpeting. So a lot of things like that where we can find a better use for it than the trash. But then wherever we can, we want to find a way to bring it directly back into product. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the highest and best use.
So I think the first idea is very similar to something like Tom Sachs projects, right? From the Mars, is that on a pipeline or something that you kind of bounce around with?
I love the Tom Sachs product. It's totally like, it's wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
What we really wanted to do, the inspiration came from this idea. It's called in situ resource utilization. It's this idea that if we're going to go to the moon
Yeah.
and stay there for a while, you aren't going to actually launch building materials up there. You're not going to fly concrete to the moon. You have to use the things that you find there. So you take the resources and you build with those. So we wanted to take that same idea and say, hey, there's actually no resupply mission coming to Earth either. So we have to work with the things that we have here. And that led us to reusing waste and reusing trash. And there is this artistic heritage of that. Like bricolage is this idea of building out of common materials to hand, and that's a lot of what Tom Sachs practices. And we wanted to kind of take that and do it in a very high-tech way where we're really transforming the materials.
Is there any way he's involved with all these?
These were entirely done within the Nike innovation team, not with one of our collaborators. But this toolkit is something that we are making available to all of Nike so that it gets scaled and it's available to all the other designers, but also the people that we collaborate with.
What about the ISVA products?
Yeah.
Is there anything correlated to them?
It's a really similar ethos,
Yeah.
an approach to looking at product. Ours was really specific to this goal of carbon reduction. And so that's really the key to the Space Hippie collection.
All carbon reduction.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that every material and process is specifically focused on reducing carbon emissions.
Yeah. So let's say if you have more imaginations of doing like underwater living, you can
Yeah.
still doing this, right? But mainly on a carbon reducing.
Yeah,
product.
yeah. For us, that's really like when Nike says sustainability, it really means reducing carbon emissions eventually to zero. Like today, just as much as we can. Eventually down to zero, and then reducing waste. So this whole collection is really focused on reducing carbon emissions.
Forgot about
Yeah,
the foam over here.
yeah.
What is it?
So this foam and this one are the same. You're just
Ah.
seeing two different colorations
Yeah.
of it. This blue came from the prototyping process when we were mixing the very first batch of this foam. It came out in this color, and so we wanted to stick with that to kind of honor the beginning of the process.
Yeah.
But we can actually do this in different colors, and so you'll start to see these other colorways coming as the seasons of the shoe go on.
The seasons of the shoe.
Yeah.
So we can expect more from these.
2020 is going to be a big year for space.
All right. So the product is good now. So I would like to ask more about the branding side of the sustainability side. So let me check out my notes.
Sure.